Welcome to Travel Marketeering Live. I'm Joshua Harrell. Good to have you live. Good to have you if you're catching this on the replay, and a warm hello to everyone listening later on the audio podcast. On podcast platforms, the show is called Travel Marketeering with Joshua Harrell. Search that title wherever you listen, and you'll find every episode there waiting for you. Now let's get into today's episode. Here's the truth today. You just got home from planning the most stunning Alaska cruise for a multi-generational family. 3 generations, 12 people, bucket list trip. They were absolutely thrilled. And you haven't asked for a single review or referral because honestly, it feels weird. It feels pushy. It feels like you're begging for compliments or selling something at the wrong moment. I hear this every single week from travel advisors, and I want to tell you, that feeling is not weakness. That feeling is just the absence of a system. When you have the right words, the right timing, and the right track to run on, asking for reviews and referrals stops feeling awkward and starts feeling like service. By the end of this hour, you are going to have a plug and play review and referral script kit. 5 scripted asks already written. A timing strategy so you know exactly when to send them. And a follow-up grid so you know what to do when they say yes, when they go quiet, and when they actually send someone your way. Let's build this together.
Yeah, girl.
As I said earlier, my name is Joshua Harrell, Chief Revenue Officer at World Via Travel Network. I'm an author of several books on marketing and business. I've also had the experience of being a presenter on QVC, the shopping channel. So that taught me more about communicating value in 60 seconds than almost anything else I've ever done. And I fancy myself a singer, so if a teaching point turns into a chorus, I just warned you. Yeah. Before we dive in, 3 quick things. First, join the private Facebook group, Travel Marketeers. Just search Travel Marketeers on Facebook and request to join. That is where you can grab the worksheet that goes with today's show, the reviews and referrals plug and play script kit. That's a mouthful there. It's pinned to the top of the group right now. So pause, grab it, and fill it in with me live. Second, I want you to subscribe to the World Via Travel Network YouTube channel and turn on notifications. All right. Third, follow travel or at Travel Marketeering, I should say, and Joshua Harrell on Instagram and TikTok. Okay. Last week, we did something I love. We took one completed trip, one great client experience, and showed you how to turn it into 10 separate signals that tell your audience you are the real deal. Okay? So, reviews, photos, testimonial quotes, social stories, email content, referral prompts, all of it living inside one trip that you already took, you already experienced. So today we're zooming in on 2 of those signals, the review and referral, because these are the 2 that make most advisor freeze. And we're not going to let you freeze anymore. Yeah? If you are new here, Travel Marketeers, drop a TM in the chat as a greeting. a little agreement, or just a joyful noise like an amen in church. So go ahead and drop a TM in the chat right now so I can see who is in the room. While you're saying hello, I want you to answer this question in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I ask every single client for a review and referral, and it feels completely natural. Okay. 1 being I have never asked, and the idea makes my skin crawl. Where do you land? Drop your number in the chat. Okay. While you're typing, let me tell you what I already know. Most of you are landing somewhere between a 2 and a 5. Not because you don't believe in your value. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. Not because your clients didn't have a great time. Most of them did. It is because nobody handed you a script. Nobody told you when to ask, what to say, where to send them, or what to do when they don't respond. That is the gap. And the gap is exactly what the next 50 minutes closes. All right. Mind the gap, guys.
Yeah, girl.
All right. I'm going to pop over to the chat and see what's going on. Let's see here. I got buttons that I have to hit when I do that. All right. So a romantic travel says, hello, everyone. TM to you, romantic. Turn the lights out. It's time to get romantic. All right. Sorry. I warned you. I warned you. What a day to keep the day moving. Love the song. This is Kathy. TM all TM right back at you, Kathy. Thank you for joining. Reshma, good to see you. Hi, hi, TM, watching today while on vacation in Trinidad and Tobago. Oh my goodness, Reshma, I am envious. Let's see, Carolina blogging, TM. It's Rachel is joining us. TM, hi from Detroit-ish. I live in Atlanta-ish. Let's see. Castaway destinations. We got a TM from Kansas City. Jennifer TM from Ohio. TM right back at you. Castaway Destinations is giving herself an 8.
Yeah, girl.
I love it. So you're doing it. You're doing the things. You're feeling pretty confident. Let's see if we can take you from an 8 to a 10 by the end. Let's see. Shimmer and Shore Travel. I think I said Shimmer and Shine. There was a song, Shimmer and Shine, and I think that's what I thought. Giving themselves a 5. Okay, not too bad. Reshma said 4. I can ask, but I feel ugh. I gotcha. I gotcha. Kathy said 5 on asking for reviews, 1 on referrals. Thank you for your honesty. And Kathy, we're going to take that 5, that 1, and we're going to turn it to a 10 by the end of this. Let's see. Serena TM from Arizona. Good to see you, Serena. Thank you for joining us. And you know what? Let's, that's thank you for being honest with me, guys. If you're sitting somewhere between a 1 and a 5, I want you to know you are going to leave this hour with a completely different number because we are putting the exact words in your hands, or are we putting it in your mouth? I don't know, but we're getting it to you today. So let's get into it. Okay. Here's the first thing I want to address because it's the thing underneath the thing, right? The thing underneath the thing. The reason asking feels awkward is almost never laziness. It is almost always one of 3 fears. Okay. Fear number 1, I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, right? Fear number 2, I don't want to bother them. They just got home from vacation. Fear number 3, This is a real one here. What if they say something bad? Mm. Let me address all three in about 90 seconds. All right. Let's start the timer, right? Fear number one, seeming like you're bragging. You are not asking someone to say you're amazing. You are asking them to share an experience that helped them. A review is not a trophy for you. A review is a compass for the next traveler who doesn't know where to start. That framing alone changes everything. Fear number two, bothering them. Think about your best clients. The ones who cried when they got back from the Hawaii the anniversary trip, the ones who texted you 3 times from the ship. Do you think they would be bothered by a thoughtful, personalized note asking them to share their experience? Your best clients want to support you. They just need you to ask. Fear number 3. What if they say something bad? So let me flip this around. If there is a problem with a client's experience, do you want to know about it in a private message from them to you? Or do you want to find out when a 1-star review shows up on Google? Asking early and personally gives you the chance to fix things privately. Most of the time, by the time you ask, the trip was great and they can't wait to tell someone. So the fear is not really about reviews being bad. The fear is about opening a door you don't control. And that is where the system comes in. Because when you have a system, you control the timing, the channel, the follow-up. You are not opening an unknown door. You are guiding a conversation you already know how to have. And that is power. That is powerful. And all of these systems that we talk about through travel marketeering is really about you feeling the confidence as well as you feeling like, I don't want to say autopilot, but you feeling like you can, you've got a foundation. You've got a well-worn groove that you can jump in. Because when you have that, I always find this in any kind of creative challenge I have. When I have guardrails or I have a system I can jump into, I am way more creative. I'm not stressing about the thing that I forgot. I'm not second guessing myself all the time. I jump into the groove and then I make the stuff happen, right? That to me is extremely powerful. And that's the stuff I live for every day. That's the stuff that allows me to show up as my best self. So there goes the fears. Got rid of the fears. All right. So let's get tucked into the timing. Okay. So here's what most advisors get wrong. They either ask too early before the emotional peak of the trip, or they wait too long and the moment passes. There are 3 key windows. Okay. And I call them the 3 ask moments. And I need to say that again. Ask moments. I needed to get that K in there because I was a little bit iffy there. So ask moment number 1 at the end of the trip within 24 to 48 hours of return. Okay. This is when the emotion is highest. right? Your client just got home from a 12-day Iceland Golden Circle round trip. They saw the northern lights. They are still glowing. Okay. A short, warm, personal message that says, I'm so glad your Iceland trip was everything we planned. If you feel moved to share your experience, here's exactly where to do it. That lands perfectly in this window. It's not a form, not a mass email, a personal message. Ask moment number 2, 7 days post return. The jet lag is gone. The photos are posted. Their friends have been asking them where they went. This is when a follow-up lands as a helpful nudge, not a repeat ask. Just wanted to check in. How's the re-entry going? If you hadn't had a chance to drop a quick review yet, here's that link again. Takes about 2 minutes. Okay? Ask moment number 3, 30 days post return. This is the referral window. By now, they have told stories about the trip. Their neighbor asked who planned it. Their sister is planning an anniversary trip. This is when a warm, personal referral ask done right feels completely natural. Here it goes. It's been about a month since you got back from your Galapagos expedition. I love that you're still talking about it. If you know anyone else who is dreaming about a trip like that, I would love an introduction. Pro tip here, use a simple CRM or even a spreadsheet to flag your return dates and auto trigger yourself to send these messages. You can automate the timing on the first 2 asks and keep the 31 personal, or the 30-day one. Keep that personal. The key is not letting the window close on autopilot. 3 windows, trip end, 7 days, 30 days. You don't have to nail all 3 every single time. Even getting the first one right will change your review volume inside of 60 days. I don't want to say it's that easy, but it kind of is. Before we go deeper into the scripts, I want to pause. I want to check in with you, those of you who are joining me live here. Which of those 3 ask windows have you been skipping most often? So drop it in the chat. Trip end, 7 days, or 30 days. Or you could drop all 3 if you haven't been using any of them. All right. So get those answers in the chat. I want to see those, right? So while you're sharing, let me tell you what I typically see here. So most advisors are skipping all 3 because they don't have a reminder system. And the ones who do ask usually do it in the wrong window. Too late when the emotion has cooled. The 7-day and 30-day windows are especially underused. The 7-day nudge feels too repetitive to advisors, but clients don't read it that way. They read it as you care enough to follow up, which is exactly what you do when you're planning their trip, right? The 30-day referral ask is even more powerful because by that point, your client has already been doing your marketing for you. They just haven't been formally pointed back to you. All right, I'm going to pop over to the chat. Let's see what you got. I can hear it in my ear. It goes ding, 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 ding every time you guys chat. So it makes me feel like I landed on something. Let's see here. Oh, Oh, Carrie Ann, good to see you. Carrie Ann is one of WorldVia's brand ambassadors. I just got to see her earlier this week. So thank you for joining, Carrie Ann. Blue to Green Travel, TM from Texas. Good to see you. All right. So Ron said first and third. Okay. I love it. I love it. Lisa said 30 days. And a Castaway Destination says, never done a 30-day. All right. See? Weren't you the one that you gave yourself an 8? So just if you even add that 30-day, I think you're giving yourself a 10. I think you're giving yourself a 10. I love it. Let's see. Kathy said referrals, the 30-day. I asked for reviews of my planning and booking services before they go on their trip, and then feedback testimonials after they return. I like that. I like that. You're keeping it, you're keeping it focused on what, like, this is my experience so far. It has nothing to do with the trip itself. That's awesome. Not yet, right? Not yet. All right, love that, Kathy. Let's see. Oops, where's my buttons? My buttons. I got to worry about my buttons here. All right, Jennifer. Well, my first client is getting ready to return from Europe cruise. So all of them, LOL. But this is perfect timing for me, so I'll do them all. I love that for you, Jennifer. Perfect. And congratulations on your first trip, happening and closing out. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of you. Let's see. Dream Deluxe Destinations is 7 and 30 day, or 30, yeah, 30 days, sorry. Blue to Green, 7 to 30 day. Let's see. Reshma said, I have asked within 7 days, not done a 30-day. This is becoming a little bit of a pattern here that we have an opportunity. Let's see. Romantic Travels. I have it in an email system. Love it. I love it. So I would just suggest with that, what I was saying earlier about the set up that automation around the return and the 7-day. But I would suggest just making that 30-day referral ask personal, because you can include something personal with the message, and it also just kind of gives that personal touch and allows you to mentally close the window, right? So I love that I'm loving that you're using a system. That's fantastic. Let's see. Lisa said, that's a great idea because clients get confused and always tell me about the trip specifically when I want info on my services. So Lisa's talking about the idea of getting feedback on the planning process. You're 100% right. And here's something too about when you are asking feedback, it is about the trip, but you are trying to collect that testimonial, that review on working with you. And inevitably, clients are going to think about, oh gosh, I really love London, and I really loved all the food I ate, and how I went from London to Oxford and went to Cardiff and da 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 da. Like they're going to talk about that because that's, at the end of the day, that's what you gave them, is this amazing trip. But you're right. It's not specific to you, or specific to working with you. But I don't let the fact that you're trying to get feedback on your services, or you want that review on your services, because the people who are looking at these reviews and these testimonials, they don't even necessarily need to see that this is an amazing trip. They don't need it spelled out for them. These clients had an amazing trip because of what Reshma did. If a client or a future client reads something that says, "Oh my goodness, I had the best trip. It was a trip of a lifetime," they're going to infer that it was because of you, because that's where they're seeing it within the context of either your website, your agent profile, or your advisor showcase, your Facebook testimonials. They can infer that. So they don't necessarily need it to call out your specific planning services. So I just don't want you to be, I don't want you to be disappointed if someone talks more about the trip, because at the end of the day, that's what people are buying. That's what people want, is they want the transformation. They want the outcome. You just happen to be the conduit to give them that. And people people are compelled through great stories. So let them tell their great stories, and I guarantee you, you're going to come that your future clients will see it. They will definitely see it. But I think it's a great idea, and it's also a great way, asking for feedback on the planning before they even go on the trip allows you to see if there's any if there's anything that maybe is niggling in their mind, and your and their and could cause them to feel like they had a not so great experience in the planning. You have a chance to recover and adjust. So I do think that that's pretty brilliant. All right. Let's see. Popping back over to the chat. Thank you, Lisa, for that. Let's see. Let's see. And Kathy just jumping back in. That's why I do two different requests. One on how I did as their advisor, the next on how their experience was. I usually know how it's going. And you know what, Kathy? Every good advisor usually knows how it's going. So super proud of you. Good. I'm glad you thought that was a great idea. Let's see here. Gosh, you know what? I love our community. I know not everybody's joining us live, but if you do join us live, the conversation is that happens live amongst you guys across Facebook, across YouTube. I just love it. Continue that conversation on in our Facebook group. Just search Travel Marketeers and join. Very easy to join. Love to see you there. All right. So getting back, this is the pattern I see over and over. And now you have all three windows. Okay. We've described these time windows, the ask moments, right? So let's build the scripts. All right. Here are the 5 scripted asks that go into your kit today. And all 5 of them, guys, all 5 of them are in the worksheet. You can get that in the Facebook group. All right. So you are going to customize the names, the trip details, and your platform links, but the bones are already built. Okay. So ask number 1, the Google review ask. This goes out at the trip end window. It's short, personal, specific to their trip. So I'm going to read you, especially if you're listening on the go, I'm going to read you the script here. So, hi, so-and-so. I'm so thrilled your trip came together the way we planned it. If you're willing to share your experience, a quick Google review means more than you know. It helps other travelers find their way to a trusted advisor. Here is the direct link. And so you insert your link in there. Thanks so much. That's it. Specific trip, direct link, no begging, right? And the one thing I'm going to tell you about your direct link to Google is, please, and I can't give you the instructions because I always forget it. I always have to look it up every time. But for your Google My Business reviews, if you just search, how do I get the direct link for the pop-up for someone to write a review on my Google My Business, there are instructions and an easy way for you to get the link. I always forget it. That's why I'm telling you to do it, because if someone gets that email or they get a text message, they'll click on it, it pops up, they write the review right in there, and then it's off, right? It's done. It's not, multiple steps, hit this button. So there is an option. I just can never remember it. So please look it up and use that link. Now, why do you want to do that? There are directories that you have access to. Members of World Via Travel Network have access to Advisor Showcase and Agent Profiler. So there's other tools. And I said this on the last show. You might want to mix it up. If you've got a lot of trips going, do some on one platform, some on Google. But the main thing with it is don't ignore Google, because that is still information that's out there, whether somebody is searching on Google or they're searching with an AI tool. That's information that can be found. So public information, it's just a great trust signal to get it. So that's the one I lead with, but I understand getting reviews across all your platforms are beneficial. So I'm not mad at you. I just say, don't ignore the Google My Business. Okay. So ask number 2, the Facebook recommendation ask. Okay. This goes out in the trip end or the 7-day window. Okay. So this is specific to the Facebook platform. So you can use it trip end. I would probably use the first one more for my Google review or Agent Profile or Advisor Showcase. That's just me. Mix it up, but it's more important trip end, 7-day, and then 30 days. So here's the script. All right. Hey, so and so, I loved being part of your trip. What a trip. If you'd be willing to leave a quick recommendation on my Facebook page, that goes a long way for other families and couples looking for exactly what you found. So here's my page. Okay. Now, not everybody's on Facebook. Facebook is not the most popular platform in the world. I mean, there's always something new. But Facebook has been around for a while, and it's indexable, meaning that search engines and AI bots, or AI engines, they're all finding this content. It's just social side of getting someone to say, "Hey, this person is good," right? I trust this person. And the great thing about Facebook is that information starts to get transmitted across across well, I'm going to say the globe because it literally is the globe, but I'm just saying it starts to get amplified in a different way. So it's going to send trust signals back to you. It's just another layer. And that personal ask to get someone to go to your Facebook page, it's powerful. And some people, that's easier than them filling out a Google review. So you're covering your bases by mixing it up this way. All right. So ask number 3, the written testimonial ask. This is for your website or marketing materials or both. So you're going to address the person name. I've been thinking about your so-and-so trip and how perfectly it came together. Would you be willing to share a few sentences about your experience that I could feature on my website? It doesn't need to be long, even 2 or 3 sentences in your own words. Just reply to this message and I'll handle the rest. What I love about that is you are being very, very clear with the ask. I'm going to use this on my website. You don't have to do anything. Just give me a couple of sentences. And I don't know about you, but if I go to say a couple of sentences or write a couple of sentences, I end up going well beyond that, right? So get that in an email thread. You've got their permission to use their review on your website. Okay. Ask number 4, the video testimonial ask. This one is absolutely optional, but powerful. Okay. So here's the script for this. I'm addressing it to you. Hey, I have a slightly bigger ask this time. And please say no if it's not your thing. Would you be open to recording a quick 60-second video on your phone about your Iceland experience. I could use it on social media and my website. I'll send you a few simple prompts so you know exactly what to say. Now, how many people are going to do this in reality? Maybe not many. Kind of depends on your audience and just their kind of way of being, right? But I'm going to be honest with you about this. You don't know until you ask, okay? And the thing that I want you to be cognizant of when you ask is even if someone doesn't record this video for you, they that's not their bag, that's not their jam. They're not going to be on video. They're going to be impressed that you asked. That shows that go with me on this, okay? That shows, because the fact that you even asked, that shows that maybe other people do this. And you'd be surprised at how much that peer pressure will actually influence someone to act and make that video. It's not something that I would have thought of on my own. But now you ask, that means somebody else might do it. And you might plug into something about their personality and they're going to make that video for you. And you can edit that video, make it splashy, make it fun. You don't even have to get it all fancy, but that content will serve you in so many ways. Having somebody else talk about you, especially on social platforms. If I can see a video of someone talking about the work you did, I'm sorry, I can see myself in them. I can say, I want that same transformation. How do I sign up to work with you? Right? So don't be afraid to ask because you never know what you might get. Now, some people are not going to be great at making these videos, and that has to be okay too, right? You once you get that into your flow and you're asking, then see how they come up. You might not use it, but you thank them profusely for doing this for you, right? All right, ask number 5, the referral ask. This is the 30-day window ask. All right, so here I'm giving you the script, guys. You can tweak it a little bit, of course, but if you're not doing it at all, then please start doing it. Okay, so address it to the person, to the client. It's been about a month since you got back from, I love that you're still talking about it. I do most of my work through introductions. So I wanted to ask directly, do you know anyone who is dreaming about a trip like that? If so, I'd love an introduction. Just pass along my name or feel free to connect us by email. Thank you for being such a wonderful client to work with. Whew. 5 asks I just gave you. 5 complete templates. Customize only at the name, trip description, and platform links. You could have all 5 done in 20 minutes right now if you have trips that are already returned. And one of you, we already know, has somebody about to return from Europe, right? So pro tip here, never send more than one ask at the same time. Space them across the 3 windows. If you send a Google review ask at trip end and a referral ask at the same time, it reads as a script blast and the personal energy is gone. Absolutely gone. Okay. So space those out. You've got 5 different options. I've given you the timing windows. So, yeah, you've got a path. Should you choose, here's your mission. Should you choose to accept it, right? Now, just like I said, I can hear when you guys are commenting in the live comments there. So if I can get a TM because you found those scripts helpful, I'm just saying it might be the wind beneath my wings right now. So I'm gonna, what is that? That's asking for validation. Can I get a TM? Can I get a TM? Exactly. All right. So here's the part that most advisors skip entirely. Okay. And maybe you're one. Okay. They send the ask, then they don't know what to do with the response. Okay. The follow up grid in your worksheet has 3 columns. Okay. Again, the worksheet is in the Facebook group. Column 1, they said yes. When a client says yes to a review, a testimonial, or a referral, respond immediately. So important. Thank them personally. Handwritten notes or a little gift goes far here. You still want to acknowledge it immediately, right? That's not something that you want to respond days later. Like, that is the gold. Okay. If it is a Google review or a Facebook recommendation, check for it within 48 hours and leave a thoughtful reply on on that platform. Okay. And if you aren't doing this is the same thing with even negative reviews on those platforms. You showing up and responding, there's a signal there, a signal that you pay attention. So thank you so much. It was a joy working with you. That goes far. You're opening the door and you're letting future clients see that there's a you there. There's a real human being there, right? Not a faceless corporation, a real human being. And just to go on a little tangent about anything that's negative, responding quickly and saying something like, let please, I've sent you an email. I'd love to discuss this further with you. You might not be able to save that relationship, but the people who find those reviews, even the nasty ones, even the ones that are way off base, they see that you weren't afraid to connect and try to resolve. Now, there are some exceptions to that rule, and I'm not going to get into all of that right now, but I'm just saying always show that you're paying attention to those reviews and recommendations. It goes far. It's another trust signal that most people don't tap into. They're happy for the review, they're happy for the recommendation, but they don't show up in the comments, which is a very, very simple thing for you to do. Okay. So if it is a testimonial, get it into your website and send them a note when it goes live. People love seeing themselves featured. Okay. They love. Same thing if you use it on social media. Send them a link, send them a DM, right, with a link to it. People love that. If it is a referral introduction, respond to the new contact within 24 hours and loop your original client into the thank you. Okay. They said yes, right? So column 2 on the worksheet is they went quiet. So no response after you're asked. Wait 5 to 7 days and send one gentle nudge, not a second ask, just a human check-in. Something like, hey, so-and-so, just checking in to see how your re-entry is going. No pressure on the review. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss a response from you. If they don't respond to the nudge, let it go. Just let it go. You did the nudge. One ask, one nudge, then move on. You're not chasing. You are checking in. Column 3, they referred someone. This is the most important column. When someone sends you a referral, the system has worked. Now you protect it. Send a handwritten note or a small gift if you can. At minimum, a personal text or email that names the specific thing they did. Okay. Example. Thank you for introducing me to Sarah. She's already reached out and we're talking about the Costa Rica trip with the kids. You are the reason my business grows. Thank you. And then when that referral books and travels, circle back to your original client with a final thank you that closes the loop. That loop, ask, referral, thank you, close the loop, is how a single Alaska cruise multi-generational family turns into 3 bookings over 2 years. Because when you close the loop, you remind the original client that their word matters. And they send you the next one. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So before we go, I want to ask you something. So based on everything we covered today, the 3 windows, the 5 scripts, the follow-up grid, what is the one action you are going to take in the next 7 days? Is it sending your first review ask to a client who just got home? Is it setting up your 3 window reminder system? Is it writing out your personalized versions of all 5 scripts this weekend? All right. I want you to drop it in the chat. Be specific. Okay. While you're sharing, here is what I want you to remember. Okay. The difference between advisors who have a constant stream of reviews and referrals and advisors who have none is not personality. It's not likability. It is not even how good the trip was. It is the presence or absence of a system. A Vietnam motorbike tour that ended with a standing ovation and no review ask produces 0 reviews. A modest beaches, resorts, Caribbean family week with a well-timed, personally written ask at 48 hours produces a review, a referral, and a repeat booking. The trip quality matters, but the system multiplies it. I need like a Sesame Street or electric company, travel marketing multiplication, right? All right, let me pop over to the chat. Let me see what's going on. I can hear you guys chatting away. Not really hearing you guys saying anything, but hearing the little beeps. All right, so let's see. And guys, thank you for chiming in with a TM. That was when I was asking for it. I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you. So Blue to Green Travel said setting up the 3 windows. Okay, so defining those the return, the 7 days and the 30 days, and making sure that that system is in play for you. I love that. That is something easy to do and is going to pay you back multifold over time. I love it. Let's see. Kathy said, I'm going to recheck on all my reviews that I've commented on the platform, which I love because you could definitely go back to something, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I missed this and respond. That's good. Number 2, sent them a thank you note. And 3, follow up with the referral ask. So Kathy, I love that. Great plan of attack. It's never too late. Just maybe tweak the script a little bit. because if it's gone past that 30-day window, you just want to you're going to personalize it even further. But sometimes that check-in, that little hey, thinking of you, forgot to ask you, could be the thing that sparks your client to say, "Gosh, I've been meaning to reach out to you, Kathy. I've got a trip that my grandmother wants to do with the entire family, and it's going to be a $90,000 cruise." And you're just like, "Oh, I was just trying to get referral, but thank you very much. I'll do that. I'll do that." So never too late to catch up. Let's see. Reshma said organizing the scripts and looking for a way to implement them into a permanent workflow. I love that. Music to my ears, Reshma. And that's, of course, while you're vacationing in Trinidad and Tobago. So I love that. All right. And Rachel said, setting up a better reminder system for the asks into my workflow. You know what? Let's be honest. You could have a spreadsheet, you could have a punch list, you you could even tape it to your desk, but sometimes we need a little bit extra to remind us. I use Apple Reminders, right? And I'm ashamed to tell you that I have reminders that are several months old because I've just ignored them. I have them set to, when I'm arriving at my office or when I'm arriving at home. And they go off, especially when I get home. They go off when I get home, but I'm, distracted by my dogs. I'm distracted by dinner. I'm like, I'm distracted. And then all of a sudden I see that I've let something go several weeks. So always finding what is the best way to remind you and keep things front of mind is extremely helpful. Let's see what else we've got in the chat here. So, castaway destinations, adjusting my current scripts and the timing, especially focusing on asking for referrals separately.
Yeah, girl.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to give you another British yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Love it. Let's see. So Reshma said, I've been having a working vacation. I love that. I love that. I would say most of us do a working vacation because you know what? When it is your business, there's anytime you're thinking about your business, right? So you know what? Every vacation is a working vacation as long as you get to enjoy it, right? Make sure I'm sure you are. I'm not worried, Reshma. I'm sure you're enjoying it. And Carrie Ann, I love this. Stale reminders, samesies. Yep. Carrie Ann, I might, what do they say, about teachers? We might not have it all figured out, but that means that our examples are authentic. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So let's land the plane here. I always use that reference. It takes me a little while to circle the airport before I land. So number one, asking for, number one, asking number one. That's what I was going to say. So asking for reviews and referrals is not self-promotion. It is service to the next traveler who needs a guide. Think of that compass I was talking about before, right? So it's service delivery. Think about it. All right. Number two, there are 3 timing windows: trip end, 7 days, and 30 days. I want you. I need you. I beg of you. Use all 3. Number 3, there are 5 scripted asks: Google review, Facebook recommendation, written testimonial, video testimonial, and referral. All 5 are in your worksheet right now. Number 4, the follow-up grid tells you what to do when they say yes, when they go quiet, and when they refer someone. responses, nudges, and thank you loops are all in there. Number 5, the system is what turns one great trip into compounding signals. One Alaska cruise family done right can become 3 bookings over 2 years. Grab the reviews and referrals plug and play script kit from the pinned post in the Travel Marketeers private Facebook group. It's also located in the YouTube show description. We try to make sure that those links are all over the place. Your Thriving Travel Advisor blueprint, I'll pull that up on the screen, is also there if you haven't grabbed it yet. Okay. And this Thriving Travel Advisor blueprint, I'm telling you, we created it for a reason. It's got all the steps, all the things. So please, please go and grab it. If you haven't grabbed it, I think you'll be, even if you look at it when you first download it and you come back to it 3 months later, I think you're going to find something that you glazed over or you breezed past the first time. But now, 3 months later, something stands out there. So please, 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 please download that, put it up on your pushpin board in your office, have it around because I think I'm telling you, I was in a meeting this week where we were talking about something and my teammate referenced that we were not defining as a company, we were not defining our marquee travel win. And you could have knocked me over with a feather. I was like, practice what you preach, Joshua. You better practice what you preach. So I'm glad that my friend Erica decided to push me into that and remind me that I was not practicing what I preach. All right. So, like I said, grab the Thriving Travel Advisor blueprint that is in the Facebook group if you haven't gotten it already. And, I'm going to ask you, please follow at Travel Marketeering and Joshua Harrell on Instagram and TikTok. Subscribe to the World Via Travel Network YouTube channel and turn on those notifications. There's way more content on our YouTube channel than just travel marketeering, but I know those you want to turn on the notifications. We'll continue the booking pathway conversation next time, how leads actually turn into loyal clients. So make sure you're subscribed and you'll catch the next step. I'm Joshua Harrell. This has been Travel Marketeering Live. Go send your first review ask. I'll see you real soon, travel marketeers. TM. Bye now.